I guess if you're going to talk about Each Belongs, one of the places we need to look is at the origins of Each Belongs. In the late 60s, the board was looking for a special education model. So in 1969, a report came forward to the Special Services Committee that outlined a proposed special education model. And that outline was built on 6 principles, 2 of which said the following. All children should be considered as exceptional and that they are unique individuals. In this sense, there should not be special education for exceptional children. Rather, there should be available to every child those educational provisions which are designed to meet his or her particular needs. And the kicker, integration of all children into the ordinary school system is a reasonable aim. That was 50 years ago, when segregation and institutionalization was the way that students with special education needs were predominantly handled. And here we are, 50 years down the road. 50 years of gifted educators ensuring that we have a fully inclusive school system.
For 50 years, all students in our school system were given the opportunity to grow in faith, wisdom, and knowledge, and to develop their gifts to the fullest. In a climate of inclusion, students with special needs flourished. And when staff, other students, and parents demonstrated care and support, they grew as well.
Each Belongs was really a rallying cry, probably, for all of us to become much more involved in helping these students become included in the regular schools.
Students with different abilities, with special needs, were able to go to school with their siblings and with their friends. They graduated with those friends and siblings.
When Each Belongs became the working philosophy of our school board, it meant that staff, students, parents, and the outside community had to work together and plan together.
Each Belongs prompted a remarkable group of people, speech and language pathologists, audiologists, teachers, educational assistants, tech staff, and others to open their arms to children, all children, welcoming them into their school community, the community to which they belong.
There was no publicity, there was no grandiose program laid out. It learned its own story as it went along, and we learned how to do it as we went along. We weren't experts. None of us, I would say, none of us really knew what we were doing. But we wanted children to be there, and we wanted them to be happy, and we wanted them to be included.
So when Each Belongs was first initiated, I was a great skeptic. But once I started to implement some of the genuinely useful strategies of inclusion, I immediately saw the benefits to the children in the classroom, to the exceptional students, and to their parents.
When I think about what Each Belongs means to me, it means that my children were all welcome. It means that it was expected that they participate in the classroom environment and in their school community, and that their contributions were valued, however humble they may be. In fact, the more humble the gift, the more it was appreciated.
Each Belongs is a powerful philosophy that changed the lives of our children. Joshua and Naomi flourished in a fully inclusive environment where they were valued and nurtured. They were encouraged to strive and thrive in their God-given abilities. The dignity, respect, and affection given to Joshua and Naomi has had a positive influence on the future direction of their lives.
For me, Each Belongs is genuine, authentic integration. For me, it has been seeing adults and students believe that we all have a place. We all have a story, and together we can bring our differences, our unique abilities and challenges to one common place, but achieve the same thing in the end, and that achievement for me is success. No matter how big or small the success, we celebrate it together with one another.
Each Belongs allows every child to thrive and be accepted in an environment that is welcoming and nurturing. Every child deserves to learn and to grow in the ways that Jesus taught us.
The Each Belongs philosophy strengthens Catholic education by meeting students where they are in their development, fostering growth, and supporting each to reach their true potential.
To me, Each Belongs means that we, as Catholics, are making the gospel of Jesus come alive. We said, just like Jesus, bring all of your children to us. We will welcome them, honor them, teach them, learn from them, and love them.
For me, Each Belongs has helped shape the truly Catholic Christian character and community of our school system.
When I think about Each Belongs and the legacy that is entrusted to us as current and future Catholic educators, I think about the passage found in the work Each Belongs. Each person is endowed with the dignity of a person. Each person has equal value, despite differences in ability. Each person has a right to grow, and indeed each person can grow. The limits of the individual growth are unknown and should not be circumscribed. Each person is unique and irrepeatable. Life is the ultimate gift, and learning is its crowning. When I reflect upon these words, I think about what it means to be a Catholic teacher and educator. It is a vocation, and our calling is to ensure that every child receives an education that affords him with any opportunity in order for him to achieve the fullness of his humanity.
To me, the philosophy supports 3 areas: building independence, relationships, and most of all, accepting our students for their special gifts, but also their needs. As each year goes by, I find myself focusing on our students transitioning to belong into community so that they're accepted for who they are.
When I was a principal at St. Michael's School in maybe in the early 80s, I had a call from Jim Hansen at the board office, and in his usual style, he just called and said, Tony, I'm sending a mother and her son to you. Don't ask any questions. They'll be there in a half an hour, and just register the kid. And that was it. I registered the child as per Jim's instructions, and you know, it's the very first time that I had ever experienced a student like that in the school. However, as I said to the mother, we're going to do what we have to do. We're going to love the kid the same way as we love any other kid.
We thought of this as very much we were helping them to become part of the larger society within the context of the school. But as time has gone by, what I've begun to realize, and what a lot of other people have begun to realize, is that it's not just a one-way street. Not only were we helping these students to become more involved, more included within the school system, but they were helping us as well, because what we began to witness in them and in their parents was the courage and the resilience and the perseverance that was required to cope with some difficulties in life and some challenges in life that they were experiencing.
The parents of the typical students saw a change in their own children, who started to accept and embrace the children with exceptional needs. So they really were part of their community. They were part of their circle.
And really, I think when you talk to the students in the class, they could tell you what the child could do. When we go out in the playground, Johnny can do this. Oh, I didn't know he could. So the students watched the children. I think the students were some of the best teachers.
What struck me profoundly initially was how much children learn from each other and how much they teach us.
I'm convinced that we all became better persons and better citizens because we were part of an inclusive school community.
In the end, I think the story of the classmates is the story that's not talked about very much, but is very, very important. I trust that because each belonged, many classmates of the exceptional students became more caring, nurturing adults. What a gift Each Belongs was for all students.
Together, we have built a wonderful, wonderful system, and Each Belongs is one of the pillars upon which that system has been built.
The Hamilton Wentworth Catholic District School Board was a rich blessing in our family life for a combined total of 33 years. We owe Jim Hansen a rich debt of gratitude for the courage, conviction, and vision to make Each Belongs a core guiding principle that has gained our board recognition around the world.
The most beautiful thing is that of Each Belongs is that it gave a huge generation of adults who were able to enjoy life to the best of their abilities. And it may not be perfect, but it's a beautiful system.
We know there's challenges and things have changed as we've moved over the years. But what we also know is at the heart of our school system is our belief that in every classroom, our students are words of God, creation alive. And if we believe that, then we have no choice but to understand that the philosophy of Each Belongs has to guide our school system. Or as James Hansen would say, each student belongs not because he or she can do something or cannot do something. Each belongs because he or she is.